You know,
It's cleaver time!
we want to just try running it over and over. If it works, great. We're going to actually get to that. If it doesn't, Palm lost, it's Vici, we'll Vici out like we did in game number 1 in the 20-23 minutes. What do you reckon?
I can appreciate them trying something different here. It's just a question. It also looks like you've got some comfort with MJ, seeing that he is a level 20 Timbersaw, but...
What about bronze on everyone else, though?
Yeah, well, that's where I appreciate trying some things, right? In the end, we'll see how it's able to work out. I'm also concerned on just the BKBs that are able to affect Vici. It's pretty much all of 6 damage until Fury is able to kind of get involved. Even then, a lot of his damage now is kind of mixed with Maelstrom into Gluttony with the Wrath and Nature. So it's... yeah, we'll see. It's going to be pretty tricky. I guess the one thing is that I don't think they're going to be able to shove out the Timber in this lane. It's going to be a double strength, so Phoenix, Sven, Timber, and Tusk. So that should kind of enable Tusk to make a little bit more rotations across the map to help mid and help out bottom.
The battle begins.
So it doesn't look like there's any big contests going on right now. I think what Team Mystique to do, they need to put all of their eggs into their off lane. I think Timbers need to be set up to have the best possible game imaginable, because when you think about it, they don't exactly have the heroes to be able to deal with this Timber Sword, unless it's like that super burst damage at the start, right? Like Sven is going to need maybe a Silver Edge, maybe a Blink Dagger, maybe that E.K.A. to be able to take him out. Or just find it if he doesn't have reactive armor stack. All the other damage is kind of slow coming through. And like you're mentioning, they're up against this dual strength lane, so Tim should be in place to have a pretty nice time. And getting that early pass, that he's not very burstable. Has to prevent deaths like this in the early game. He's already starting to get focused down by Vici.
Yeah, I think Yang has an see that built into a vessel, and I do think Sven's probably one of the better physical damage dealing cores against someone like the Timber, just because you have your
deal 1,000 damage a hit before the other stacked up.
Yes, exactly right. That's the thing. And I think Tia is very similar as well. So even though you're physical damage, Timber likes playing into, it's kind of not fun when they do so much damage in a short span of time. So we'll see how NJ's able to get out of it. And of course, we'll do well and get Will as well. We'll take a look at how this bottom lane's able to shape up as well. New back onto the Brood Mama. Kenzie was saying this is not too fun for the Nature's Prophet to plane because they're going to be able to kind of shove it into the jungle early on. Do we feel like this is something that Ray can maybe have something else to say about it to offset this matchup?
Not really, to be honest. I mean, you're just going to get shoved out once he's level 6 on the Brood Mother, but the thing that I just want to harp on it again, I feel like they just need to be making play towards the top side as soon as possible. Like, what is going to be that 6-minute timing? Do they get lucky with a haste rune on the top side, for example, that allows Zone to move to the top side, get the Nature's Prophet to TP into the lane, kill the Sven, take the tower, and open up the map for him to run, so that you're not having to go back to this deadly Brood Mother lane. See if they do start to make rotations towards the power runes and around that 6-minute, it's going to be so vital for them just to enable this Nature's Prophet to have any kind of game.
I think one really cool thing as well is the fact that Vici getting in the draft early on with this mid. I know it was the Brood 8 and very comfortable with new club, but I think this just shows that they really believe in this death. I know it's a strong hero, but a lot of its power comes through from its flex and hiding the role that it's going in towards the draft. But they truly believe that it's an incredibly busted hero, and we had Setsu can play it at such a high level as well.
We do. I have to put it to you though, outside of the Lena, you think of any of those huge to it? I can't really. You know, it's going to have a good time if most of these lanes, especially Sol.
Dire structures
those early levels, multiple points to that Spirit. Do exactly what Setsu's doing right now. He's an offensive glyph just to try and check down Zone a little bit underneath his own tower.
Well, he's crafty with his offensive glyphs in the lane. Very difficult for the opposition to stand his ground. So Zone's going to be really cautious now up against the for Setsu, so there's always that potential to be able to secure the kill. Setsu doesn't have boots just yet. Got it queued up, its own has his own queue as well, so it's on the same page that it's going to need some extra movement speed to get away from the Spirit Siphon.
In the itemization this game as well from Mystique, and he's already gotten into that ring of death for himself. It was one of the gripes that Kezu had about the previous game. Yes, it was on the safe laner instead, but you just consider the damage output that they've got coming through. Phoenix, he's going to be tossing those fire spirits at you every 40 or so seconds, so I mean, you're going to get a lot of regen coming through.
He's going to be in some trouble here. If I actually drag him into the cogs, so he's going to be able to cook him out, and F5 won't be able to continue to chase with Dota. So this is actually also another thing on. What do you feel like Vici have kind of put the clockwork on the fourth game? Often we see it's Yang playing the clockwork, and FY has a incredible Phoenix. So what do you kind of feel like the reasoning is?
I think they just need someone to keep the Nature's Prophet away from the Brood Mode to be able to begin with. And again, you're into the right? The Assault does that double damage, so you're able to actually get those out and prevent a lot of this threat from coming through. Saw that they were really able to set up a kill as well onto the not for the Snap 5 in. Remain on top side, right? Do you really want to run a clockwork and just spin into a Timber Saw? Probably not.
I kind of also right? Should end up being our first blood. You're gonna make sure he doesn't get denied to the neutrals and top lane, and
You're one of the good ones.
well, so be able to back off. I wonder when we're gonna see DQ start to kind of leave. You've got the Timber Saw at level 5 and third point in reaction. I'm able to have a much easier time. It is a bit different from what it used to be with the reactive armor, so see if it's actually enough, because I haven't actually watched a lot of Timber since this change.
They can get the kill onto Setsu. That'd be pretty huge. He's not quite yet level 6. We've got 3 heroes from Mystique. Go!
Start cookie onto the freeway, being able to set up for chain control. Setsu,
Surely he dies.
He's going to be okay.
Oh.
He's got the Exo now as well, but he's not going to use it. Back off.
Can't get the forward. Oh, he's bullying away with the Exo.
Hero. For the Crips.
Oh, it's bottom.
Down with the Exo. Goes in the back, unfortunately. They're going to look to move on over. They might actually be able to blow him up if they can block him.
No way.
He's able to dodge out the lightning storm. They'll still find it the last second, but the damage wasn't enough towards yet. So Setsu.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a perfect timing of wood line as well.
Look at this. Man has no
There's nothing
fear.
they can do. He's got some more charges, auto chips as well. Crips form up a couple of seconds, but Setsu. Beautiful thing about him is all he does know that he can kind of tone it down a bit.
It's a solo kill.
Trap.
Oh, yeah, I hate to see it.
Radiant's
I mean,
bottom tower
to me,
is under attack.
the Broodmog, yes, he wasn't level 6 yet, but that was the time that you needed to TP on the net. Just guaranteed it was so important for them to be able to pick that up, not just for the kill onto the DP, but also because they had siege creep at the time, because the power runes were about to spawn. And
Radiant's
Setsu just gets
bottom
everything.
tower is under
He gets
attack.
a kill, he gets the power rune, he doesn't die, everything's gone right. Vici off the back of just one little move. Again, outside of the NP TPing in, he made the exact right move that they needed to.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It was perfect execution as well. Well,
Yep. That was
honestly,
close.
I'd have to go. Yeah, I'd have to go back and see like if they overlap like a stun for a slight second, but it looked perfect. Like you start with the cook,
Radiant's
the
bottom
box,
tower
toss
is
wrapping
under
around. Like it was a
attack.
really crafty attempt. but
Dire's top tower is under attack.
You see the power of the Death Prophet, man. So that is a hell of a hero.
You gotta do though, you gotta
Dire's top
make
tower
these
is
bold
falling.
plays
Radiant's bottom tower
against teams
is
like
falling.
Vici and Rays. He might die even running back underneath the tower.
The Ray will go down, but yeah.
Back to the
I think Zone's very happy with that.
Come back to me.
What's going on? Also,
Radiant's bottom tower is
so
under
yeah, we got
attack.
across the map for 2 in the end, but like Zone's gonna be pretty happy with that exchange, being able to kill on the so a little bit of gold and a little bit of experience, which is important. So Zone is now actually equal level with Setsu.
gets the free streak, which of course is incredibly important. I want to see NJ move towards this bottom side of the map pretty shortly. Like, you've got a Broodmother that's consistently wanting to be pressuring this lane in. I know that they, I guess, can do a little bit of that push, but it's still only a level 4 Snapfire at this stage, and I think you need to open up the top lane as much as you can for the nature's block. We're able to think, so we need to have capability for it as well.
Big spider army trying to run them down as well. How are you going to fight into this X's? Is NJ's going to take it, and a lot of damage under the whirling death will kill off FY. Now, who does he want to turn to afterwards? Maybe New's going to be the target. Incredibly mobile here with the Broodmother, so he's going to be able to slide away, and Setsu still want to go back in. A little duration left, and that's all they need to chase down through. One more find it with the spawn. NJ, it's going to be a bit cautious as well. That's perfectly. Stormhammer up over the spawn spiders. Setsu's going to be able to make it up to higher ground with the Wrath and Nature. Setsu before he can turn his abilities back onto NJ. He's got some amount to work with. Oscar's respawn was in the distance. Triple M is going to be able to tape in that +1 effect. So again, Team Mystique, a very, very messy engagement. They do get some vital kills.
Indeed, I was worried again that they wouldn't be able to pick up these key kills onto the high priority targets with Future's Prophet. Being eventually does just to be able to go back and farm, but they're at least able to pick up the cleanup there onto the TP, and they're going to be rewarded with a regen route on the top side of the river as well. So Zoran's been able to pick up a decent amount of farm for himself.
Along with the other guys on Team Mystique, as this Midas now completed. Which is Prophet.
Regeneration!
Yep, completed as well for the Timber. Working on Dungeon Kaya as his next item as well.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
We're going to be able to defend the tower once again, because that's going to be a really important thing for them. Vici Gaming have this kind of easy way to be able to find early objectives off the back of the Exo and the Broodmother. So
they run out the reward as well. The one from Tuscan when he made that rotation towards the mid lane for the original kill onto the Shrek. So he's going to be able to pop just in time to be able to escape this unless they get a quick glimpse of it. Shot just a little bit too late.
Go for the marquee for Vici, and they're going to look to try and turn their attention back to mid.
Middle tower
he was in a position as well to team and Mystique smoke, so something's being able to get into the smoke so everyone's in. Why is going to find a shot? The whole shot though. It's going to get down in any better replacement. More of the kisses though could be the way to turn it around, along with NJ's damage. So they need a way to address Setsu. To keep these outdoors, he's got a free fight to charge into the middle. Be able to clean up one, turns over to NJ next to start preventing the chain away from the hood. Should be enough damage mitigation to keep the Timber healthy.
Radiant structure.
Protect the tower, though they've still got the cliff available, and they're gonna pop it, but they won't hitting the tower at the time. NJ's got to be very careful with his positioning here. Burn charges, though, just the 1 point in the sun ray.
Radiant's middle tower
Pop in
is
is
under
over, but I
attack.
think
Radiant's
Vici
middle
are
tower
going to be pretty
has
happy
fallen.
just being able to take away that tier 1 tower.
Dire's bottom tower
He's able to
is
get
under attack.
an arcane room as well for the reward. Map controls are very important for the death profit. Probably see her look to utilize that with their next Exo. It's a question of where they want to use it on the map, if they want to try and take a fight into an objective, or if they're just happy for a couple of kills off the back of the Exo.
Well, I can see. I mean, you've got the Echo save now built up by the Sven, so he's starting to into a little bit more of that burst damage. Still not really wanting to fight unless the Timber Source shows up, but going to be the BKB next for him, and I imagine the Blink Dagger after that, just for that insane burst that he's going to need to be outputting.
The farm he would have want across the map. And he will force out a move though from the Yang. Aggressive is playing. Right to the deep shot. No one really backing him up. Setsu is now going to be able to join. FY's still alive, but they're going to be able to take away his boxes. He's got so many abilities. Now Setsu and you, they should feel pretty content about running in, but in fact Setsu look to try and TP up instead, and you's going to be able to sidestep the split up as well. We'll play through the quick fingers, being able to dodge that one, so in the end it's just 1-1, but of course a vital exchange for the boys on each. They were able to find the carry in the Nature's Prophet.
Lee, unless I'm mistaken, that was a 3v5 as well. Phoenix was not part of that. Sven was not part of that. Both of them are continuing to gain what's most important for them, of course. Phoenix with that experience, just scaling so incredibly well against this Mystique lineup. He's able to pick up that stun range. What are we looking at?
Oh, Erika just sliced the life.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Them. Well, look at that bottom of that as well. So, perfect time for them to get an kill. With the flare. Got John's positioning. Spy with my little eye. Kill one for the Lesh, and
Radiant's bottom
Erika can
tower
get some
is under
damage to the
attack.
tower as well. The last remaining seconds of the ultimate.
Exactly what it needs to. You know, not showing up unless he's actually got that kill potential there. Bit use out of be able to close this map. Again, the Nature's Prophet doesn't want people to get out of any farming areas that reaches a point where there's nowhere near us. Not sure if they can.
I think they're trying to get up into the ultimate kicks. They're going
Dire's middle
to
tower
ultimate
is under
now,
attack.
but the stun kill is just repairing all of the damage, and damn,
Dire's middle tower
was in
is
the
under
end.
attack.
They do protect the tower, but it's a question of for how long, right? Like Yang's back down here, 10 seconds away from the stun ray once again. Got the super over available. 400 gold away from being able to pick up a full spirit vessel as well. So
Radiant's
they
bottom
fully
tower
commit
is under
wins
attack.
right off the bat. It's so I'm gonna find big curtains from Steve.
Running behind the tower, scouting out if anyone else is playing behind NJ. They're gonna put all of their attention over the so cooking on he went in. They're gonna try and deal with the end. They won't be able to kill it off. Erika also giving it uppercut it to the sky, but Setsu's rocked up. Without an end to the next ball, he's gonna look to try and turn his attention over to Ray, and he's clean up for the position to a Vici. Now look to get the tower afterwards as well in the end, so unfortunately for Mystique, casualties won't be enough to keep the objective alive.
A bit much, isn't it? Even when you do almost everything right, Nature's Prophet just gets run down by Setsu. I mean, he's once again doing everything perfectly, just creating a ton of space around the map, taking towers, isolating heroes in the middle of the team fights. This is a new man, you know, you haven't seen this type of game from him, it seems like 4 years.
To him back on his team with the caliber like Vici and the players that are surrounding him as well.
Players he respects,
very
for sure.
That's important.
Played for himself as well, so just forced up to be able to kite around in these team fights a little bit more sustained. Not that there's too heavy of a physical damage output coming through from Mystique. Don't feel it with Bloodstone. Silver linings coming through. Shortly shrinking.
Him and the Timber, I suppose, that is about to be a Spirit Vessel. And you've got Yang probably going to put in Sunray before talent. So yeah, you've got Sunray out now for 6.25% of your max health. So we have really big issues. Like Yang, he has to die first.
Yep.
If Yang, I don't see these team fights going well at all.
And they see nothing right now from that. They've got a little bit of vision of the top power rune on the peak, but outside of that, just using the source. And then it's kind of though. They got a little more.
That's the one. Just probably consider about TP available, but
They have to. It's got the Sprout available. It's just a very brief glimpse of Erika already
Radiant's top tower
Blade
is
cut
under
himself
attack.
out. Maybe you the set there. You have exorcism to be able to make them turn around. They will now do it in a couple of seconds.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
predictions,
or
FY.
Trade places with you.
They do a free kill here for Vici Gaming. They're going to try and sweep the jungle and maybe see if there's vision they can look to take away as well. I believe it started the NJ with that tinkle down bottom, but if they're there, we would be able to prevent the Timber from being able to check well. So if they've got full control of this bottom jungle now, they might look to try and keep it to mid because Setsu has got the 80 and the EXO. There they go. So this tower's going to be under threat.
Oh gods, but BKB has finished up Erika, so he is a lot less scared of the Timber right now. Actually has to be the one that's very but that is running the fast to be into that like that.
Need to address it. It has to be priority number one. Setsu putting his money on the front line means that Yang will get a full duration out of the Sun Ray, so DQ's gonna go down. The turn with one of the kicks is the BK protecting Erika, so they can look to step away. Vici, they're more than content with what they could have. They're gonna look to regen up and maybe go once again.
Really good is like this is to come about 5 seconds earlier, or just not at all, right? Because now you know that you're not going up against a comp strength, you know you're not going up against the next system, but you have as much damage output as you would want. Probably not. One's going to put himself out there, realizing that he's got the movement available. And you'll have some support sticks behind him. And that's the main target here for FY.
Overlap some of the control movement.
That's not
Buttons at the time, so it's going to look to try and strike in the middle as well. With the supernova laid down, NJ's in. And they're already looking for more as well. It's what can build on that track for actually complete it. So, but he's getting the one with the stones that might still won't be enough. And the Sun Ray's up once again, burning all of Mystique to a juicy cruise. Vici Gaming. They got some lane to address. It looks like they're going to back up. Setsu and they're address top side, but and these team fights not looking at all for Mystique to be able to take control of.
I mean, they did that with strength connection, you know. That's just the cohesion that comes through. They're never wanting to let the pressure up against a lot of these teams. And say once again, I feel like another fight. Nature's probably could have joined a little bit earlier. You're a little low on the BKB front for Vici Gaming. They had to use it one time on both the Sphere and the Timber. So come in there with Gleep. You can't chase down that Leshrac. You can't chase down that Timbersaw.
We just saw how they played that last fight pretty much perfectly. I thought that an angle for the hook shot.
What was going on NP?
Yeah. We saw that last team fight what Vici were doing. They were just playing the distance. As soon as the Bloodstone was activated, you just pop the vessel and play away so Stone's not able to hit anyone with his spells, and then Bloodstone activated spirals, were able to slide back. Yeah, nice communication from Vici in that previous team fight, and probably see that be kind of the similar story for these upcoming fights.
It's just going to be challenging. Now you might not even need to pop that BKB after
Dire's top tower is under
Bloodstone,
attack.
because you've got the mage there on the Sphere. Not only are you taking less damage, that it's not going to give as much of an active Bloodstone, but you're dealing less, so it's like a double whammy.
Yeah, I think the Titan's pretty dumb. Will it just for 2,400 gold? NJ? A decent amount of black armor stacks and try looking for the maximum use of it in control. NJ all reward back to anyway. It was really not much regardless. The tree line Timber loves to play with trees, but not when there's been that many in one close proximity.
Yeah, I mean, even FY, his itemization, he went into the blade mail there, realizing that, you know, Timber's going to get away. He's going to use the Whirling Death to be able to recover that strength to stop the damage coming through from the spin. It ends up just chunking down its own HP.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's going to end up going down. EXO is ready to walk
Radiant's top
as
tower
well.
is under attack.
It's about holding it full, which they still haven't looked to claim just yet. Erika's actually comes up. It's going to see Vici pop in the tree line to know exactly where he is, but also Fly, of course, vision to be able to assist with Erika. Look back inside the Setsu. Two other members of Vici getting, you're able to take the team the numbers disadvantage. So as you kill onto DQQ, it was coming at a cost at the X's. So
Radiant's top tower is under
down,
attack.
but also able to get some objectives off the back. Some of the works.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Southern building up into the BKB from himself, being incredibly close. I'm not really sure that the BKB is not able to do much of anything for the NP this game, though. You're going up against a Sven, heavy physical damage, or there's the stun, silence, DP, doesn't really matter. You get a Spirit Siphon, you're probably dead anyway. All these sorts of things, right? Even the Sun Ray, you must main target for that, simply onto the tips or onto the Shrek. Thinking that they probably just want to take one cohesive fight as a full unit together, have to do it and the past few fights be outnumbers for themselves, and now you're going to be going up against a 6v5 with that just about to pick up.
Think this to do with Erika or Setsu? Actually, no, F1 is going outside. Doers score from Vici Gaming just cannot zone slam
Sun
down.
has fallen to the down.
Oh, feels rough, doesn't it? You know, someone's able to do the job that most of the time take pause to be able to do. And he was so close to being able to pick up that Yule Scepter.
Hang on, they're on the next profit.
Goes down and up.
He's not going to be able to. She's not another man. I'm going to try and TP out and Setsu. It's to prevent that, so going to be able to escape mid lane, top lane, both getting shoved out.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But the openings might get too much damage, but be back alive.
Then yeah, level 20,
Radiant's
he's
middle tower is under attack.
I have to be the full Bloodstone hitting on the trees, but man, that is.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It's not on you.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yep. Pop the Greaves, Sunray. Yang's dealing damage as well as the sustain capability.
Yang's got a pay?
Coming on the grid now, I believe.
2K. This guy's rich.
What sold it?
Incoming!
Time to jump into the middle of the hole, the let's track into place, and now they'll look to jump to the Nature's Prophet as well. Body blocks from F1, Radiant's blocking for good. Still somehow finding a way out of the cogs. The team is going to struggle. The cogs protect those spirits. The Kiss is getting laid down for the backline, but Erika protect the Dix and the pipe. So the magic damage isn't even enough. For meanwhile, NJ, he's trying to do it himself. The damage is starting to rack up for the Timber Sword, but now with the Mage Slave activated, Timber has to retreat to high ground, and Setsu will chase him down. Taking a snowboard out of the face, so Setsu can jump on that opportunity to chase him. He will have to reposition back to safety, but it looks like Vici will just turn to deal with the objectives instead of the heroes.
We're expecting the strength of this Lashak though. Without the Phoenix being available, they know it has enough burst damage to be able to deal with them. Up that Yule Scepter as well to be able to get rid of the silence. Phoenix is there, getting rid of that Spirit Vessel is such a key factor for zone, but the issue for me is that it's just going to take far too long for him to get all that he truly needs, the Aghanim Shard to be able to protect that high ground push and the BKB for all the reasons we mentioned. That's off word, gotta be careful.
Always ready. Any opportunity, you got this blink on Erika, of course the hook shot from FY. From him as well. Have the spare for the rocket flare to down up there. Put one outside the base as well. Setsu's reluctant to go for supports. Gonna try and venture out, find some control, and meanwhile inside the lane, Erika not gonna have enough depth by himself to get the kill from Nature's Frost, but force reactions nonetheless. Over the left strike some trouble and Setsu. No hesitation, but jumping up the fire jump. Target down with the left strike, but he one more swipe with the big swords able to cut away his life. Even the zoning straight over just to enable Vici to recover.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's
got
bottom
some
barracks
steel.
has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Perfect. Yeah, kind of maybe one. Pretty much perfect. Dina, well, not been opting for the plus 500 health, just trusting himself in the right spot. The damage output, especially against this Emperor, is going to be a factor for his team's success.
Warriors of the wood.
We're kind of at this stage where you're going to go pop the map and they just broke it. It might get, yeah.
Question for you, what do you think the win probability is before looking?
3%.
It is 0% right now. You've been clearly valuing it quite hard, but I would honestly put it in the same sort of category. It seems like the perfect storm needs to happen if Mystique are going to make any sort of attempt and, well, push on forward. Maybe they need to use someone to act as bait, but I'm not sure that Prophet is tanky enough to be able to.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Tender
attack.
morsel dangling forward.
Radiant's middle
No,
tower
I am
is
honestly
fallen.
don't think he's tender enough and
They're just looking for the Phoenix. Phoenix is on jungle farming.
not in there. There's a lot of damage. Nope. Put a ball up new without Yenny being nearby to help heal him up. But that was kind of Kiss's youth and Wrath of Nature as well, so Setsu might feel deep off the back of his Exo.
Radiant
That's why
structures
he's got my
are
favorite item.
fortified.
He's got the just waiting to be able to launch all of those rockets and onto the backline. Reveal all the information that they could possibly want on Vici to be able to use Goggles and click on Setsu, use the click on Sven as well, just to be able to catch those key targets. Empire has been pretty instrumental in a lot of the CK that they have been able to do up
Ranger's
until
gone
now.
in. Yang, so as soon as he did a Phoenix, he walked attention over towards Yang for Cage, but the sun raising out, the clouds are raining down as well. Towards him, it's won't be long, but it's well, at least the Nature's Prophet's going to be able to cut. She'll look for OTE enemies. So Erika, magic stops. Storm hammer out, and the G's will follow. The afterwards is Vici gaming. Not as quick as game one. It's still an incredible showing from them, and nonetheless will continue on with this flawless run so far in Division 2.
Looking pretty